When we think about quiet places, we often think about pastoral wooded areas, dark forests, nighttime, and the like. And in our ableist world, all too often we assume that quiet refers to auditory silence. I wonder how many of you are learning a whole new meaning to the word quiet through these various times and forms of isolation that we're living with. Have you thought about it? As you obsess over the neighbors who you can actually hear through the walls, have you also been thinking about the other kinds of quiet that are opening up before you? What of the quiet mind? We're all being overwhelmed by information and news, and so much of it is coming at us through electronic media. Tweets, posts, meetings, emails, games, and they live on in our short-term memories, filling our brains to overflowing with stuff, colors, sounds, data, requests. I wonder how many of us get to a real breaking point every single day. What of the quiet heart? Too much grief, too much separateness, too much feeling, not enough feeling. I've often felt through the last few months that my heart is being tested every day. Every response, every question, every loss becomes more for my heart to deal with. I imagine many of you are having the same experience. What of the quiet spirit? Consider how the idea of spirit has been put into prominence in your life recently, not just by your engagement with First Parish in Cambridge, but in a time of uncertainty, what have you turned to for internal grounding? Have you had a sense that you're repeatedly being forced to find a calm center in your life, even though you're going nowhere? What did a word like spirit even mean to you before this time? What of the quiet body? Has your body been through an unexpected transformation along with the way you are living your life right now? How aware of your weight, your digestion, the food you eat, your breathing, your strength, or aches or pains have you become? I wonder how many of us for the first time have entered into real dialogue with our bodies after taking them for granted for years. And what does touch mean when we're denied it? So where do you take all this? Where do you take all these questions? It's like we're all being asked to become new people, to reinvent or be reinvented by what we're experiencing. And at the same time, I know most of us just want to return to what was or is familiar. When is it going to be enough? When are you going to be enough? What I'd like to do in this message today is invite you into a different relationship with quiet, both as a word and as a concept. Certainly, quiet can be part of your life as an auditory experience if your ability allows that. But I'm thinking that physical quiet is also only the very crude tip of the iceberg of quiet in our lives. Mind, heart, spirit, body, these are places where quiet can find us in many different ways. So, what of the quiet mind that lets go of the information that's flung at you? The quiet mind that chooses instead to let the information, the literal noise of media, pass through you, only touching it long enough to be acknowledged and then released. And what of the quiet heart that feels the cries of pain or anxiety, and rather than letting those cries rattle and rebound inside of the heart, finds a softness within its walls, so that the noise of loss, the crackle of grief, though still present, hold a different texture, one that is wrapped with tenderness as opposed to shock. And where is the quiet spirit? The questions, the doubt, the fear of future, the regret of past? How can the quiet spirit focus not on the individual moments, but on the longer arc, the ebb and flow that recognizes that with each wave of frustration, there will be a receding of the tide and a revealing of the calm, soft shoreline again and again? How does it feel to be in a quiet body? A place that not just holds safety, but one that generates safety and wholeness from within. How does a body that is peaceful with its shape or health actually feel? What is the rhythm of the body when it is truly and beautifully quiet within itself? I think maybe this is one of the lessons being revealed to us. In the same breath where we are being challenged by and disrupted by quiet, we're being taught that quiet is something we may actually need. I think one of the most beautiful and important things that all of us can do in this time, after we grieve the loss of the way things were pre-COVID, while we hold the sorrow of losing loved ones, friends, neighbors, co-workers who have all been taken too soon, we can start to build on the many lessons that we're being offered through this time. Lessons of patience, lessons of acceptance, lessons of creativity, lessons of simplicity, lessons of connection, lessons of authenticity, lessons of vulnerability. And one of the most important lessons that we can take with us is the lesson that we need not fear or dread the quiet. Nor should we feel that quiet is unachievable. Quiet. The places of stillness in our mind, our hearts, our spirits, and our bodies. These are with us, and they are calling to us as places of sustainability, repair, and restoration. And they're places that we can draw upon no matter how bleak everything may seem. Embrace quiet in your life. It may just embrace you back. May it be so.